Now we're going to review the sum function using application.worksheet function. So everybody uses the sum function. It's probably the first and sometimes only function that some people learn when they learn Excel, unfortunately. So if I hit Alt equals, it'll do an auto sum and assume that I want the sum of this range right here. It's basically equals sum. You've seen it all in the worksheets. Now we're going to learn how to use it in VBA, and it's very simple. It's really similar syntax. So let's go into design mode using the developer tab. I've already placed a button here next to my sum using insert and ActiveX control button, and I sized it right there, and I removed the caption by right clicking properties and taking the caption out. So I'm going to double click on this. Now that I'm in design mode, I can do that, and it'll take me into this particular worksheet and take me right to a new sub for the command button click that it just created for me. So what we're going to do whenever this button is clicked, what I want is, let's scooch over here. I want F2, which is right beside it, to be equal to the sum of, we'll just take all of column C, so C colon C, the entire column. I could do C2 through C5, or I could even get the last row using our last row function, and I could say C2 through C ampersand last row variable right there. So oops, Alt F11. What I'm going to do right here is real simple. I'm going to put a I'm going to use the evaluate function that we just learned in the last lesson. So F2 equals, and then I'm going to say application.worksheet function. By the time I type in the word works, I can actually hit tab. So application.worksheet function, and I'm going to use dot sum. So if you look on this list here, you'll actually see that a lot of the worksheet functions are available. Not nearly all of them, but boy, there's a lot of worksheet functions that you can use in VBA without having to use the evaluate function or some other way to call them. So we're going to use sum, and you can see there's all these different arguments, and they're all comma separated, and the only one that's required is the first one. Everything else has brackets, which means that they're optional. So simply, I'm just going to say range C through C, and then end my range, and then one bracket to end the sum. And that's all I have to do. So let's go ahead and try it. I'm going to click this button. Let's take it out of design mode so that my button will actually click, and boom, there is 405. Yep. So if I erase it, that's the beauty of VBA. If somebody deletes something, it's not like you just typed a function in there, because your procedure can bring back the answer right back to the cell. Unlike if you erase a function that wasn't protected, well, then it's gone. With VBA, it's back.